Hello, welcome to the GLP-1 Hub podcast. I'm Anna Reisdorf, registered dietitian, GLP-1 user, and I'm really excited about this episode today. It's kind of a little bit of a change from the things we usually talk about nutrition and health and medical topics and that kind of stuff, because today we're talking about fashion. So I will be honest, I am a little guilty of buying cheap fashion on Amazon that maybe doesn't always work the best. And our guest today is a sustainable fashion expert. So she's really into spending money on quality pieces that will last a long time. So you're not just always buying whatever the hottest trend is. And so she's going to walk us through each different clothing item and how you can have pieces in your closet that will change with you as you lose weight. And so this is a really fun episode. I really enjoyed talking to her about this because, all of us like to feel our best. And for me, I know that since I lost weight on a GLP-1, I really have been able to wear things that I didn't wear before. And so it's been a really nice change to be able to do that. So I'm excited to cover this topic with her today. And then there are some exciting Black Friday deals coming out tomorrow in my newsletter. So this podcast is published on Monday, and I send out the newsletter on Tuesdays. And so the best way to get on that newsletter is to grab the free opt-in that I created last week in partnership with Olmsted, all about how to not lose muscle on a GLP-1. So not only will you get the opt-in about how to not lose muscle, and that is completely free, that I worked on with Olmsted, but also you can get on the newsletter. And I send a weekly newsletter every week with weight loss tips and just updates on everything that's going on with the channel. So you're going to want to get on that because the Black Friday special will be exclusive for people on the newsletter. So you're going to want to be sure to get that over there because we're coming into the holidays. So let's get on with the show. As a dietitian, I always prefer that you get your nutrition from food and not supplements. But being on a GLP-1 makes that really challenging. So I do recommend that most GLP-1 users take a supplement that has a variety of nutrients to be sure they're meeting their daily needs while on a calorie deficit. Grunes totally meets that criteria. Grunes are a convenient, comprehensive formula packed into 8 gummies a day. The gummies are loaded with 60 ingredients and a whopping 6 grams of fiber to keep that gut flowing. This isn't a multivitamin, a greens gummy, or a prebiotic. It's all of those things and then some at a fraction of the price. And bonus, it tastes great, so meeting your nutrient needs is super easy. If you want to give them a try, you can use the code GLP1HUBPOD. That's GLP, the number 1, hub, pod at grunes.co to get up to 52% off your order. Welcome to the GLP-1 Hub podcast. I am really excited about today's topic. It is one of the first topics that I wanted to cover, and we got all into the medical stuff, which is fine. But today we are going to talk about fashion and how to dress for your new body. So I want to welcome Daria. She is a fashion guru, helps women feel their best, create the best wardrobes for themselves, whether they're, losing weight or just want to feel their best anyway, any situation that they're in. So welcome, Daria. Tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Well, I like to say that I teach women how to dress like conscious adults. That's because I've been working as a personal shopper and personal stylist for many, many years, over 15 years now. And in the beginning of my career, besides shopping and dressing up people, I would first go to their closet and see what they have. And at some point, I understood that it's always the same thing. It's like there are tons of clothes that they don't wear and they end up thrown away. And so I thought, well, that's not practical. That's not fun. And that's not sustainable at all because clothing waste is something that we really, really need to think about and find solutions. And it's a horrible environmental problem. So I thought okay, I have all this experience. I should do something about it. So how can I teach women to dress like conscious adults? How can we create a perfect wardrobe? a wardrobe that not only is stylish and fun to wear, but also practical, functional, that suits our life, that adapts to our life no matter what kind of changes we go through, and is also sustainable, meaning that it's full of quality things that we want to wear and wear again and again.
So I am guilty of that. I have many things, and
Mhm.
many of them I hate, and many of them I do not wear. Or I
Yeah.
have those things that I say, oh, maybe I could wear this. Many years ago, I used to work in a more like I used to work at the hospital or I used to teach at the university. So I had to like wear professional clothing. And now I work from home. And it's rare that I have to go to like a professional thing. But I still have all those clothes that
Yeah.
I might wear, but probably
Well,
have not.
yeah, I've never met anyone who started with a perfect wardrobe. So that is just not real. So we all guilty of impulse purchases or not maybe organizing our closets in time and accumulating a lot of things and not really, adapting our clothing needs to our new lifestyles and so on. So it's not horrible. There are a lot of ways to deal with it. And
Okay.
it's not actually that complicated, not so complex. After all, it's fashion, and the fashion shouldn't be stressful. It should be more fun. So we definitely can talk about that. On your topic of the podcast, yeah, and women that love to listen to it, I think most of you have this major life change with the body weight, and it's such a big and yeah, it's a hard journey, I would say, definitely. And if you put on top a problem of a wardrobe, that's definitely very stressful.
Yes.
So I think we should definitely talk today about how to make it less stressful
Hmm.
and also how to, don't go and just declutter everything as soon as you lose a little bit of weight or maybe a lot of weight. Yeah, and how to kind of navigate this change more sustainably and also, less impulsive, more
Okay.
thoughtful.
I think that's what I would love to discuss that because I think that's what I need. So I've been holding on to some items that are larger, don't really fit, that they're too big on me. And my husband said, let it go. And I said, I can't because I'm too afraid that I will gain the weight back. So how, if you're kind of either in that transition or still holding on to things, because even if something is too big, like a shirt, it still fits. I'm just wearing too big of a shirt, you know? So that's kind of where I've been. And like, I don't really let go of things. So how would you start with somebody who's lost, like me, 40 pounds, or some of my listeners, 100?
That's also a thing. Yeah, you have to make so many decisions also, not only lifestyle, the diet and all the other things, but also like, should I throw away this shirt that is obvious is too big, but what am I going to do? Am I afraid, or what should I do? Exactly. But I think that the best way is to give yourself some time. If it
Mm-hmm.
feels not right timing, maybe it's not the right time, or maybe you are just not ready yet to let go, don't let go. Don't let go. It's better to have a box. I love to call it a maybe box
Okay.
and put all the things that you don't wear anymore, but you think you might need it in the future if things change, if your weight goes back or something like that. You can just take it back from that box. But at this moment, when your size is already very different and you don't want to wear that shirt because obviously it's also emotionally you kind of also going back to that mental body, and it's maybe not always pleasant, so it's better to just take all those clothes away and put it in a maybe box and put it away. Don't have it in your closet. You don't need
Mm-hmm.
a daily reminder, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of how big you've been.
Right. Right. That's a good idea. So that's where you would start, is starting with that box. But then how do you decide what to bring in? Because as you're losing, you could go
Mhm.
from extra large 3X to medium, that's a lot of sizes in between. So how do you manage having something to wear? at each step.
Yeah, exactly. But I presume that the change doesn't happen like all of a sudden. No, it's
No.
not a very quick. How long does it take, like on average, to lose that?
In a perfect world, people are losing 4 to 8 pounds a month. So you could go down to half size maybe, but you probably don't need to buy clothes more than every 3 months or so. I would assume.
Yeah. The sizing is actually it's not as complicated as maybe everybody think, because the difference between sizes is literally this. It's like I don't know, maybe I'm in centimeters, so maybe like around 5 centimeters a
Hmm.
size. From both sides, yeah. So 2.5 centimeters from both sides. It's really, it's not that much of a fabric, so not much difference between sizes. Even when you are size S regularly, you can definitely wear a size L when you are bloated or you're on your period or something like this, because the difference is really that small.
Hmm.
That is first, just understanding that sizes are not like they don't mean that much. We just need to kind of understand that between 3XL and 2XL there is almost no difference.
Hmm.
Okay, so we can go through categories. I really like to be more organized. That's how my
Yeah.
brain works. So I really like categorizing things. Keep it more like a list. That's
Okay.
how I see it in my mind. So let's try with tops. So first of all, what we're looking for is kind of designs that can adapt to your body when you change sizes. So the first design that comes to mind like that we all know is a wrap top. Yeah,
Okay.
so the one that is, it's very easy design. You can find it in many stores. It can be a shirt, it can be like a t-shirt, it can be like a blouse. So there are different variations of it. So you can find something for your style, and it's good because you can just tie around the waist belt around that top, and it changes the size by itself. So even if you have it in XL, what you are right now, it will still fit you really well until the size L, I would say.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So that's one. Then, if we talk about more of a kind of like a formal wear, maybe a button-down shirt. Yeah, here the key is to go for something that is a straight cut, so it's not slim fitting, it's not wide, it's not oversized,
Hmm.
but it's just has a straight silhouette, and the fabric should have a little bit of elastane, so it should stretch. So that's because it will stretch out if you gain a little bit of weight, and it will also adapt. It's going to have a slimmer silhouette for when you lose a little bit more weight. It's a
Okay.
nice option.
Okay.
Also, there are a lot of tops or shirts like that in shops that have a belt already, comes with the shirt. It's not a wraparound top, yeah, it's just a shirt with a belt. That's perfect. That's perfect because it's also adaptable. Again, 3, 4 sizes, easy. It can withstand.
Hmm.
Another one can be something more flowy, something more like casual, a little bit bohemian kind of style, a little bit like flowy. It's not oversized, but it's wide cut. That one is nice because it's usually has very lightweight fabric. So it doesn't create like a balloon, but it actually is falls down really nicely on your body, and you can tuck it in. You can wear it untucked, you can wear it with a belt. So quite a lot of options.
Hmm.
Now, it's also, I think, important to talk about what to avoid.
Oh, yes, please.
When it comes to tops, I would say two things to avoid. Very simple. Oversized designs, because the smaller you get, as weirder the oversized design will become. And also something very slim fitted, form fitted. Yeah, so it can be either be like a slim fitted t-shirt, for example, because again, if you gain a little bit weight, you can't wear it, so not very practical. if you lose a little bit of weight, it's not going to be slim fitting. It's just going to hang super weirdly. So we don't
Uh-huh.
really need that. Or there are form fitted tops. So they are kind of like a tailored tops. Also better to avoid because we can't really work with them. We can't alter them afterwards. We can't adjust them with a belt because they're already very stiff. They have a lot of different seams. It's a very complicated design. So something very form-fitted wool, something like that, it should be also avoided.
Okay. And what about colors of all these tops? Because you
Mhm.
say, look for this top, look for that top. I feel like I'll bring them home and then I don't have anything to wear on the bottom.
Well, color, yeah, it can be definitely. Um, the colors we should ideally choose those that suit us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that's a completely different topic for another
Sure.
podcast. Yeah, because it is complex, definitely. But I would say in this period of your life and this transition, because it's kind of like we don't really know when the end destination is. Yeah, when we're actually going to start investing in our image and wardrobe. We are kind of in between. I would say right now, just choose colors that really speak to you. Something that you really enjoy. Don't force anything on yourself just because you lost weight. Like, now I'm gonna wear pink, although I never wore it. I don't know how to wear it. I don't know how to match it. That's way too much to take on right now. So, something that feels safe for you, something that feels cheerful, or calm. So maybe depending on the mood, on the occasions, choose colors like that. And if we talk about patterns, patterns are complicated.
Mm.
I usually say it's better to have just one or two tops with patterns in your wardrobe because it becomes harder to match them with other bottoms. As more patterns you have, as harder it will match, and then they will just hang in your wardrobe and you will never wear them. So if you like patterns, just maybe one, something cute, not too big, not too small. Yeah, better like that.
GLP-1 medications are helping people feel full faster and eat less, but eating less can also mean losing important nutrients and muscle. And that's where high-quality protein like pork comes in. Pork not only supports energy, muscle, and healthy weight loss, it pairs perfectly with plants in simple, delicious combos. Try pork loin with apple slices and low fat cheese, ham roll ups with cucumber and hummus, or pork tenderloin with pear slices and walnuts. Warm meals work too, like pulled pork with apple slaw or pork meatballs with zucchini noodles. For more ideas, check out the feature recipe section on Pork and Partners at www.pork.org/pork and partners/recipes. It's packed with easy, nutrient-rich ways to enjoy pork while staying full and supporting your health. Now back to the show.
That
So what about, let's move on to pants, bottoms, skirts, pants, shorts, I
skirts,
don't know.
pants. Yes. Oh, shorts and pants are kind of the same because we're talking more about the structure of things, a design of things. That's where it's important to look. Let's start with skirts actually, because again, here we have a wrap skirt. Again, the best option for now. It will change with you for any sizes. Last size, that skirt will be with you without any alterations. Definitely worth investing. I would even say, like, if you find a few, grab it. Even if it's the same skirt, maybe in different colors, it's going to be great for your wardrobe if you like skirts. Then elastic waistband skirts, obviously, that's
Mhm.
just something that also can be adjusted. Usually, elastic waistband, they withstand around 3 sizes. They stretch out to 3 sizes. That's good to know. After that, you can alter it very quickly. Maybe if you have your own skills, you can do it by yourself, like in 10 minutes. It's not a very complicated procedure, or just take it to a local tailor and they will do it 15 minutes as well. There are also, and it's also for pants as well, elastic waistbands. Yeah, it's nice. So there are ones that they go all around the waist. Yeah. And then
Mhm.
there are ones that pants and skirts, they only have elastic waistband on the back. And on the front, it looks more like a tailored pant or just like a simple skirt. And
Mhm.
on the back, there is elastic. This is also a good option. It will not withstand 3 sizes, but 2 for sure. But If you work in a more of a formal environment or business casual, things like that, then maybe a more tailored, more polished look is something that is better for you. So this also might be an option. So different types of elastic waistbands.
Hmm.
Then another option can be actually a fitted skirt, kind of like a pencil skirt,
Okay.
but not out of a very stretchy jersey, but more of a, like a wool or viscose, something like that. And I say this skirt because it's very easy to alter it. It's very easy design
Mm.
and will be very cheap to just take take it down a little bit. And of course, we can also have A-line skirts. They are usually they sit on the waist. They are high waisted. So here, I would say it's better to go always one size bigger than your size. This is just because when we sit down, our waistlines become a little bit wider.
Yes.
Usually all women, they just like get into the high-waisted things that are like sit very tight and then they sit down and they have to unbutton and all the things. So
Uh-huh.
no matter what your size is, it's better to go with one size up when it's high-waisted.
Okay.
Um, and it's again, it's a very simple design and it's very easy to alter that waistline, especially on skirts.
Hmm.
Okay, so what else to avoid? The skirts to
Yes.
avoid. So as I said, this kind of like a very tight jersey skirts, they will just lose shape. They will not hold the shape when you lose weight, even though we think, oh, stretchy material, so cool. But actually, no, as stretchier the material, as quicker it will lose shape, or it will just look very weird and sad on your slimmer body
Mm.
afterwards. So not a very good investment. Then, of course, we should all kind of avoid the very complex designs for skirts because we have to always think a little bit ahead of times. So in 1 year, my size ideally will be this. The more complicated the design, the harder it will be to adjust it to your
Hmm.
size. So all the things that have like big pockets or embroidery or some very active print on a skirt, those all should be avoided at this point on this transitional period.
Sure.
Then mini skirts also not a very good option. Um, and pleated skirts as well, not a very good option because again, it will just not be able, you will not be able to adjust it
Hmm.
afterwards. And they're usually quite pricey because of the fabric manipulations and things like that. So that's skirts, not too complicated, no?
No, not too complicated. And then
Mhm.
pants. Right now, I'm in that transition still, or I'm not really losing any more weight, but still, like I can fit into certain sizes, but the waist is still a little bit tight. So, I'm looking for more things that have a little bit of stretch in the stomach area.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, I usually say that, I mean, there are different figures. Yeah. So some people have more weight around the hips. Yeah. And some carry more weight around belly and the waistline. So all women have problems with pants, no matter what figure they have. All women. That's just like, I don't know. Someone should sit down and actually design the pants for women. Yes. So when you have more weight on your waistline, you have problems with fitting the waistline of the pants. And here you can only go for pants that fit the waistline, but don't fit the hips, the thighs, and they're too loose there. So you just go and alter it over there. Or the other way around, when you have more weight on your hips, you try to fit your hips into the pants, and then the waistline you can alter, or you can just wear a belt. Or there are also things now that kind of called waistline clips
Hmm.
that you can clip on the back. No one gonna know, especially for those that have a very defined waistline, kind of like an hourglass body shape. They always have a problem, no matter the size of a woman. They always have this problem.
Hmm.
But in general, again, the same We're looking for the same things. We're looking for adaptable, adjustable waistline. So any kind of elastic waistbands. Also, a paper bag design for pants is nice because you can kind of tighten it your waistline with the belt.
Mm-hmm.
What else? So definitely in your case, you need to pay more attention to the fabric of the pants. Yeah, because it's funny because in a way it should stretch but also give you more structure around the belly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like an impossible mission.
Right, right. So it's just been like accepting that it's just gonna maybe be a little tight and sometimes I have to unbutton it because it fits everywhere else, so when after a meal or something, I just kind of
Yes.
unbutton. But what I wanted to ask you is like if you give us such good advice on things to look at and things to avoid, but if you are ready to buy things, how would you start? Because I tend to just get on my phone and go on Amazon, or I see an influencer show me something and then it, arrives at my house in the next day, which is not good. But how would you start to be more do it in a more intentional way and not impulsive?
I will start with what you already have first.
Okay?
Let's see what you have, because a lot of things maybe can be altered. It might be the same price as Amazon things, but will last longer. Also, we have to always remember that altered clothes will fit you better always than off the rack, because sometimes people compare the pricing between fast fashion, mass market, and altering, and sometimes it's kind of the same.
Mhm.
But in the end, when clothes fit you well, you don't only look amazing, but you also feel great.
Sure.
Okay. So it's worth maybe altering some of your favorite things
Mhm.
that you used to enjoy. Like, why not to try and give it another chance? So you
Sure.
start with that. Also, it would be great to understand what your lifestyle is at the moment. So, what kind of clothes you have? That's the first question, of course. Before you look at the influencers and the stores, just like, what do you need clothes for at this
Mhm.
for this transitional period when you are on this journey? Yeah, what do you do regularly in your life? What's your activities? And then you already have a clearer picture. Actually, you're like, oh, okay, I actually just need t-shirts, a few t-shirts, maybe a cardigan. I just need maybe one blouse to meet with friends, to go for a dinner, one cute dress to go on a date or in a theater, whatever. So just like make a list of what would you like to have in your wardrobe right now. Yeah,
Mhm.
don't make a list of 100 things I wish I had. Yeah, but actual like more practical. Like what exactly do you need? Then you compare it to what you already have, what you could work with, and then you see what else is there, what's left, what do I need, and then it's better to prioritize, because not a lot of people have the sum, yeah, to go and just buy everything all at once, and it's actually quite stressful. To be
Yeah.
honest, you're like the perfectionism kicks in, and you're like, oh, it should be perfect. The whole wardrobe should be great, but that never happens. So better to just make a plan. Yeah, maybe this month I actually really really need new pants because I lost too much weight there, and it's really really what I need. And then you just better go in store, don't buy it online, and try it out. It's also quite important because you used to buy one size and seeing yourself in one size, and now you have to learn again. Yeah, the sizing, you have to try it
Mhm.
on, trying different things that you never tried before. Because obviously, we all understand, unfortunately, that plus size fashion is limited in all types of things, in colors, in shapes, in designs, and in everything. So maybe all your life you were just wearing one type of jeans just because fashion is limited and that's the only choice you had.
Yeah.
But now you have straight and wide and flared and skinny, and go try them on, all of them. Try it out in the store, take a picture of yourself, come home, sit down, go through the picture, see how it looks on you, and you'll be like, not too bad, not too bad. Wide leg. I never thought this day will come.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know. Yeah. So I would say that it should be kind of like a mix of practicality and playfulness.
Hmm.
Don't
I like
just try to go online and one click and you're done.
I like your recommendation of being more intentional because I've been so excited. And Amazon thinks
Mm,
I'm a much larger size than I am. So it keeps saying, this is your size. And then I order a smaller size and it fits. So that's been very exciting for me. But I think that I need to be a little bit more planning now that I can wear those new styles that I've always wanted to.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, I want to say thank you so much, Daria. This has been so great. I really appreciate you going through each type of clothing or, shirts, tops, all of that. That was very, very useful. I really, really appreciate it. I think they're going to get a lot of it.
we can go on for hours. I can talk about this forever and ever, but I know that no one has time for that. So I've prepared a guide for your audience that they can just download for free, and I have all the lists of all the items, all the kind
Oh,
of
please.
cards they need, and all the things. You just can download it and see like, okay, today I'm gonna go try to find a wrap skirt and see how it goes.
Perfect. Okay, so where can they get that? Is it on your website? And I'll obviously put it in the show notes too.
Yes, let's just put the link on the show notes and the description, and it will be very easy.
Awesome. Well, I'm so grateful for that because I think they'll really, really enjoy it and be able to
I hope so
organize and
too.
be a little more intentional. Anyway,
Yeah,
thank you so
playful.
much. Yes, for sure. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time and we'll definitely be sharing that list.
Thank you for having
All
me.
right, no problem. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the GLP-1 Hub podcast. I hope you enjoyed the conversation with Daria as much as I did, and that you got some new ideas about how to not just buy random clothes that don't fit that well, but to actually curate a closet that meets your body changes, but also makes you feel your best as you are on your journey. And if you are loving the podcast, I love a good review. So if you leave a review of the podcast and you send me a screenshot of the review to hello@glp-1hub.com, I will send you a recipe collection of your choice. These are over 30 high protein recipes for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Just tell me which one you are interested in, and I will send that over totally for free for leaving a review. And finally, don't forget to grab that free opt-in so you can find out about the Black Friday specials, but also get on the email newsletter. I really put in a lot of effort into that newsletter every week, trying to provide tips and tricks and information that you need for your GLP-1 journey. So if you want to grab that opt-in that I partnered with Almaced on, you're going to go to glp-1hub.com/muscle, and you can find it there and grab it there for totally for free. Just for you, it's like 20 pages or something of really good information that we worked on together because they've got so much nutrition research over at Omnicet. It's like blowing my mind all the time. Anyway, so I hope that you grab that, and you can also find it in the show notes, and I will see you next week. Thank you to Groons for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Just a reminder, Groons are a convenient, comprehensive formula packed into just 8 gummies a day. This isn't a multivitamin, a greens gummy, or a prebiotic. It's all of those things and then some at a fraction of the price. And bonus, it tastes great. If you want to give Groons a try, you're going to want to check them out at groons.co. That's GRUNS.co. And you can use the code GLP1HUB-POD to get up to 52% off your order. That's GLP, the number 1 hub, pod, to get up to 52% off your order.